Welcome to another tutorial, and we will be talking about inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is one of the features of object-oriented programming languages. One thing it allows you to create a class which is called the base class. Then you will create another class called the derived class. The derived class is going to inherit all the methods and the variables that you've declared in the base class. So it means it can use them without redeclaring it. Another term for this base class is the superclass. So it means that the superclass is the parent class which contains all the implementations that has to be inherited by the subclass or the child class or the derived class. So in our code, this is how we are going to do it. This, I'm going to delete everything in the person code. We are going to redo everything, so it's not going to be something different. So let's maintain the private variables. Just that with this, we are going to learn how to generate these courses code with NetBeans. So for us to generate a constructor, we have to right click in any empty space, click on insert code, then we select constructor. This dialog will appear. So what we have to do is select all, because we want all the variables to be part of the constructor. So we are done with our constructor. Let's create getters and setters for these variables. Right click in an empty space, go to insert, click on getters and setters. So it's going to select all. So we are done. This is our code. Let's go to the YouTube class. With this display, so let me delete this one. Extend. Then we are going to extend the class, that is the parent class. So the parent class is going to be person, because the parent class has a constructor. Once you inherit from it, Java will force you to make a constructor for the child class. So let's so we are going to add a constructor here. So this is the constructor. So this is the constructor. Let me go to the public void display. System out, please, this is the name of the person. So here we don't have any method called getName defined in this class. So let me show you. There's no method called getName here. The method getName is in the parent class, which is the person one. But because we've inherited the person class, it means we can use all methods inside the parent class that is public. So get name. So in this case, you have to understand that we've not defined the get age and the get name in this class, but we are able to use them because this class, which is the subclass or the child class, is inheriting from what? The parent class. And once you are inheriting from the parent class, it means that you have possession of all the methods declared in this parent class that is public. So it means that all this we can access it here. When you are inheriting something from your parent, it means you have possession of everything that they have. So the same thing as a child class, the child class have possession of all the things that the parent class have. So let's run our code. U2 equal to new. So I'm supposed to pass a name to it, Isaac. Then give the name of 58. Then let's run it and see if we are able to display the age and the name. Sorry, we've not used our object to call the method. So this is, so we've been able to pass these variables through the child constructor to the parent constructor, and the parent constructor here is being represented by super. So this is it. Then this super will pass the name and the age to this constructor, and the name will be passed to this field, the age will be passed to the global variable age. So when we come to the get name, this get name is going to return whatever name that we've passed to what? The variable name. So wherever we want to display the name, instead of using the name, you can use what? This method get name. One thing that you have to take notice, if a child class inherits from a parent class that has a constructor, it means that that child class, this is the parent constructor, it means that that child class must what? Surely, and it's compulsory, it must have a constructor. That is why Java forces us to create a constructor. So, but in a case we want to create a no argument constructor for the child class, what we can do is we have public u2 so this we have to bring the keyword super. The keyword super helps us to access to the child the parent constructor. So I'm going to pass this Isaac n 58. So I'm going to create an object. I'm going to create an object of this constructor. So I'm not going to pass anything to it. So this is it. So the same thing. So I can pass no value to it, just that it has to contain the default thing. So default for string is supposed to be an empty string, and default for age is supposed to be 0. So I'm going to get the same thing. So this is what this is all about inheritance. How we are going to handle inheritance, their constructors, and also how to use functions like this that is being declared in the parent class, and you'll be using it in the private class, in the child class, sorry. So this is the end of our code. I hope I didn't speed up. So but let's take note of this. This is the constructor with no argument. No argument constructor. And we have to assign values to super, because this super refers to the parent constructor. And in the parent constructor, we are assigning what? Accepting 2 values. So we have to pass compulsory, we have to pass 2 values to it. So this is the end of this tutorial.